Perfect. Okay. Just getting myself situated, guys. Hey, everybody. Hello. All right, so I got music. I got this going on this side, and then I think I'm good on here. Okay, right? Yeah, I think it's good. All right. Hey, guys. Hey, everybody. So happy Wednesday. All right, so let's get started. So for those of you who are new to the lives, this is your chance to ask me your questions. And so you can ask me whatever questions you want to ask me about. If you're going to ask me a psychic question, which is a question about yourself, your life, etc., please be specific with your questions. People have trouble understanding when I say specific. I think some people don't understand what that means. So here's an example. If you want to know about your career, if the question is, what can you tell me about my career, or what's coming up for me in my career, or what do you think is going to happen this year in my career? That's not specific. That's a full reading. That's what I do for a full reading because I have time to go over the different areas and topics. A specific question is, am I going to find a new job this year? Am I going to change positions this year? Is the conflict with my boss going to go away this year? Like, those are specific questions. So when you ask me about like a big period of time, it's not a specific question, it's a full reading. So if you're asking me about your life, whether it's health, finances, career, and work and relationships, be specific with the question, because a question that is specific doesn't help me understand what you're asking. Sometimes people don't realize, I sometimes don't realize what you're asking. Like, for example, earlier today I had a client ask me about issues in their family. Like, are there going to be issues in my family? What are you asking me about? I have no idea what that means. Issues can be like health issues, can be like, issues with family relationships, issues like that could go into a whole lot of different things there. So so the more like specific your question is about what exactly you're asking, the better. I don't know why people like ask those kinds of questions, because it's just like, just ask what you want to know. Like, what do you want to know? What's the issue? Like, what is the issue you want to know about? So I can tap in and go there. So that's what a specific question is, y'all. Okay. All right. So that's that with mediumship, or if you want to connect with the spirit, let me know who you want to connect with, and I will try to connect and give you a message from them. And now when I'm doing it with text, there's only so much I can give, because it's via like text conversation. Many times they're giving me information that I don't know what they're talking about, because that's something that you may only be able to understand. So when I'm connecting them with you, sometimes they may know what they're talking about, you may know what they're talking about, I may not know what is going on, but I am still getting the communication. So it's important. That's why I do the video connections, because it gives me a chance to actually connect with people so that I can clarify what I may be getting if I'm actually misunderstanding something, because I misunderstand stuff. I'm still human, y'all. I don't know the idea that we're omnipotent. We're not. We don't know everything. So in order for me to connect properly, that's why I do the video, so that way y'all can have that chance. But I will still try through the text versions to give you some message or something from that spirit. And if you don't understand what they're talking about, that's okay. Sometimes I don't understand what they're talking about either, and you might have to think about it for a second. When they come through, I don't see them. I don't hear them. I wish that someone could stand right in front of me and say, hey, Fernando, tell my sister Natalie that I said hi. Tell her happy birthday. It's next month. Tell her that I still remember the time we went to the beach and I bought her chili dogs, and we sat on the corner of the block eating chili dogs at the beach. Like, I wish they were that clear. That would be so amazing. That would be so amazing if they could communicate. Like, oh my God. I even tell them, I was like, guys, I wish I could see y'all, like physically see them in front of me, because if that were the case, I would say, I'm learning sign language and I'm going to teach y'all how to use sign, or y'all need to use sign language. I will learn sign language and we can communicate through sign language. It doesn't work that way. When they connect with me, they connect in my brain. So I don't see them, I don't hear them. I only have memories of seeing things. I only have memories of hearing things. They activate thoughts, emotions, and memories. And from those pieces, I have to figure out where they're going with it. So that's how the communication works. So I'll do my very best to pass on a message, but it's not like I have quick communication either. So I may have to figure things out, okay? So just FYI with that. Let's see. Stuff you need to know about. So my statements are personal opinions, not proven facts. Whatever decisions or actions you take in your life, you are 100% responsible and liable for those. You can change your future. It's never set in stone, meaning that even though I may be seeing a trend or something coming in your future, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to, it's a certainty and you can't change it. You can totally change your future. Most people don't. Most people just like, okay, it's whatever. And then it ends up happening. So just FYI with that. But you can totally change your future. Also, I'm not a licensed medical doctor, counselor, attorney, or law enforcement official. So for legal medical advice or treatment, please consult a licensed professional. What that means is you can still ask me those kinds of questions, but I am not a doctor. I am not an attorney. I am not a medical professional. I am not a legal professional. I am not a law enforcement official. You still need to deal with those real life issues and situations by going to the doctor and getting a diagnosis, going to a attorney to actually get credible like legal advice from someone who spent a lot of time studying that. So that's what I mean when I say that. You can still ask me because I'll tell you my opinion or what I feel, but it's still just my opinion, and it's limited because I didn't study those things in my life. So just FYI with that. What else? Yeah, if you do receive a reading, or if you have received a reading, it's always helpful to give everybody a chance to understand what the process has been like for you or how you were able to connect the pieces. So if you wouldn't mind sharing your experience in the comments section of the post on my page, not on this video, because this video is just going to, like, as soon as I turn off this video, all the questions and all the comments go away. I'm talking about the post. So there's going to be a post with a picture on my feed. If you're on Instagram or if you're on Facebook, there will be that post there. You can just put your comments or your experience in that and just share with other people how you were able to connect with it so that they can understand what that process has been like for you. If you are waiting for a reading and I haven't gotten to you, I'm not really keeping a tally of who I read and who I don't, because I honestly don't know who's who from like one session, from one of these lives to another. So I'm not intentionally ignoring y'all, FYI. Now, those of you who don't know how to ask a question, y'all are just getting skipped because that's your own damn fault. But what I'm talking about is the people who are actually asking good, actually real questions or solid questions. And it's not that I'm choosing to skip y'all. It's just that when I do these lives, I feel pulled to certain people. And so when I'm going and I feel a connection to a question or connection, that's what I do. So it's not like I'm going trying to go by a list or like paying attention to who I read and who I didn't read. So if I don't get to everybody, which I will not be getting to everybody in the lives because I'm just one person, just try again Friday, because I'll be here Friday, same time, same place. I'll be here next week at same time, same place as well. So you'll have plenty of opportunities to ask. If you get tired, just go to my website. I have different options, and you can purchase a service. I have different options there. FernandoMarone.com. You don't have to. You can keep coming back here. It doesn't matter to me. But if you just get tired or if you just want to make it easy for yourself, just go to the website. Just FYI. Also, I would appreciate some hearts or some thumbs up because that's what I'm supposed to say. So that's what they want me to say. And also, if you can share this video with people that you might think could appreciate a reading or need to connect, or just share this out with your own peeps. Just FYI. I think that's it. Also, I just put out, so check out my newsletter this week. I put out, it's an interesting newsletter. I did a Dear Ferny talking about how some psychics are really good versus how some psychics are not so good. So I actually talk about the difference and why some psychics are really good versus others are not that great. So that way y'all can understand what it is actually like in the psychic industry. I actually also wrote an article about it in a little more in a more extensive way, which is already live. It's on my medium.com article thing, but you can just get there through my website. Go to my website or sign up for the newsletter, and then you will get that email to you every week whenever something new comes out. I also just did like a couple of podcasts this week as well. That's also going out as well. So just FYI with that. Okay. All right, let's get started here. Let's go. All right. So I'm not going in any particular order. I'm just going to be bouncing around. So there's one person that I do want to intentionally read because she has been trying to connect with me for a few months now, actually, and I felt compelled to connect with her. So I'm going to look for her on Instagram to see if I can connect with her or bring her on. I would actually like to do a video. Hopefully she's on. If not, then there she is. Daniela. Hey, Daniela. Hey, girl. Hi, Ferny. Any messages? Yeah. Hey, get on Instagram, Daniela, because I want to bring you on video, and I want to do it via video, so that way I can connect with you that way. So if I know you're on Facebook over here, but if you're on Instagram, hop on there, and then I will look for you in the request, because you can request to be a guest. You can only do it on Instagram, y'all. So you can request to be a guest at the bottom here. You just have to request it, and then it lets you know who's queued up or who's like wanting to get a video reading as well. And of course, all of the lives are public, so everything goes out into the ether. And some of the readings that we do, I actually save to Facebook, to YouTube, so people can see other people's experiences and what it's like for them, etc. So, all right, let's get started here. So let's see. I'm gonna come to you, Daniela, but I want you to get on Instagram. So I'm gonna look for you in a second, okay? Robin Sellers, do you have any messages from my grandmother? Yeah. So one thing she's acknowledging, I don't know if she had a collection of plates or of like dinnerware or casserole dishes, but she's showing me something like that. So there might be a reference to that. Either you may have one of her pieces, or she's just bringing that up because that was her thing. So she's bringing that up. She also keeps acknowledging the number 7. So either the month of July or the 7th of a month might be significant as well. She also keeps acknowledging, thank you. She is showing me the letter L. So either the letter L is connected to her name, or she's attaching herself to that L in the family. The reason why I said L is because I was seeing lilies, like the actual white lily flowers. So for me, lilies are either the name lily or the actual flower white lilies, which might be connected, which is why I'm seeing that. She also keeps referencing, thank you. She's doing this. So there might be like a bracelet or a watch that may also be connected to her as well. She also comes around with the birds. I want to say it's probably cardinals. Okay. Rosa Hernandez, does my husband have any messages for us? Do you see cancer in me or any surgeries like? Rosa, so I am seeing Rosa Hernandez on Facebook, I believe. I am seeing a couple of things. One is, I do think, first of all, with your husband, let's start with your husband for a second. He's bringing up an anniversary type thing. So I don't know if you're around the time of your anniversary right now, or there's an event or an anniversary date that is coming up, because he's acknowledging that. So usually they bring that up within 30 days. It's funny because sometimes I've told people like, oh, they're bringing up an anniversary, and they're like, oh yeah, my anniversary. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, yeah, it should be now. Yeah. It's like 5 months from now. I'm like, no, that's not like anywhere near now. I mean like 30 days within the time frame. So he's acknowledging some sort of anniversary date of significance. So I would assume that's within 30 days. He also keeps acknowledging, thank you. He is showing me the 11 as well. So the 11th of a month or November might be connected. He also keeps acknowledging, thank you. He's showing me the letter J. So the letter J might be connected to either his name or he's referencing. The reason why, thank you. I'm thinking of a person, J. I think that's J-U. J-U? J-O. It feels like it's a J sounding connection. So there's a J association. I want to say it's J-U. So there, if he's the J-U, then that's what he's talking about. If he's his mom or whoever's J-U with him, he's referencing the person being with him. So there's a reference there. He also shows me red roses. So he actually makes it a point to acknowledge red roses for you. I don't know if you've already gotten red roses for him and he's acknowledging you doing the red rose thing, but I almost feel like I can see both of your faces and then a red rose. So there might be a picture or something like that that's got like both faces and then a red rose. That's significant. As far as cancer is concerned, I don't look for cancer, so I don't see cancer in my mind. Whenever I do a reading for somebody, I don't say, hey, you got cancer. That's not what I say to people. But I look for areas in the body where I feel there might be some issues or some things to pay attention to. There are a couple of things that you need to pay attention to. One is your thyroid function, so you might need to pay attention to your thyroid. I am also seeing the tendency for fibroids or fibrocysts. Fibroids or fibrocysts tend to occur many times in the uterus or on the ovaries. They can also occur in the breast or in certain glands as well. But I am seeing a tendency for that. I'm thinking that's what you might have a tendency for. So if you have something show up and you got to go in for tests, I'm thinking it just might be a fibroid or fibrocyst, but I do think you have a tendency for that. So that's something that you'll have to pay attention to, okay? Whatever comes up or whatever is diagnosed, I feel it's treatable. So I feel like whatever comes up can be treatable. Okay. Let me see if she's on here because I want to see if she's up in this joint. There she is. There she is. Let's see. I'm Daniela. It's on Insta, girl. It's on Insta. Hello.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Hi,
Hey!
sweetheart. How you doing?
Oh my gosh! I'm so nervous. Can you
Oh.
hear me okay?
Can what?
Can you hear me
I can hear
okay?
you fine. I can hear you fine.
Okay, I just got out of the shower. Like, oh my gosh.
Oh. By
My
the
mom's
way,
like messaging.
no, you're fine. There's by the way, there's baby energy around you, which means that you might be susceptible to pregnancy, or you might be more fertile than usual in the next 3 months. So be careful, because if you're not planning for it, you might have a tendency if you know. So be careful. Okay.
Yeah, that's good to know. I think my husband's had baby fever recently with the lockdown. I'm like, no, we have a lot. Our son.
Let's just make more people to feed and more people.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, we want to try to go for a girl. The thing is that our oldest son, Donovan, he got diagnosed with autism.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a big thing that we're dealing with right now and trying to help him. We want to try for a girl, but I mean,
Mm-hmm.
we're not sure of how that's going to go with like our current path right now.
Yeah, I actually think y'all will end up with 3 children. Just FYI. So I believe y'all will end up with 3. But I feel, again, like I said, I've seen baby energy around you in the next 3 months. So there's a high likelihood that you can get pregnant in that time. If you have 3 children, I would say that it would be 2 boys and a girl. But I feel like the next one would likely be a girl.
Wow, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So I really, really want to ask if there was any messages from my dad, JD, and my spirit guides.
Mm-hmm.
I started a new job. I've been stay-at-home mom.
Mm-hmm.
This is a change. I'm really trying to do change this year, and it's challenging with my son and everything. And my husband does work from home too.
Mm-hmm.
And I really want this job to work, and I feel like my spirit guides are reaching out to me. I've been trying to meditate. I'm seeing the number 34 all the time. And like, I dream about my dad. Like, I feel like they're trying to reach, and I'm like, I'm not too sure what they're trying to tell me, but I'm trying to listen.
What happens is we have a tendency of over analyzing things, and so we kind of get caught up in our own thinking. And you just kind of have to like trust what you get, even if it sounds that simple. Because when they communicate with us, it really is that simple. We just overcomplicate it, or we get all caught up and twisted up in it. Question: your dad is showing me a piggy bank. Do you have a little piggy or piggy bank connection to dad?
Yes, he gave each of his grandkids a little piggy bank for them, and he initialed it and put a date for them. Perfect. So we have that for our son, for Donovan.
So he's acknowledging the piggy bank. He's also, I almost feel like it's a double meaning. So he may also be trying to say that you need to not add on to your expenses, even though one of you may have like fever to want to make a change or make a move, but he's acknowledging like save. Like right now it's the time to save or to try to pull your resources together, not to spend more money. So he's making you feel that way. Also, he keeps, thank you. He says he's proud of you, by the way. So your dad says he's proud of you because he said, thank you. He's fun. He's laughing. Your dad is like, does your husband, does he know how much you've been doing, how much everything you've been trying to hold together? Like it's almost, even though he just sees us work, it's like, oh, I work, like I do whatever. They don't realize that the mother of the house or the female of the house is the one that holds it all together. And without her, everything would fall apart. So people don't realize.
I am mama manager. I am mama manager.
I do, thank you. So there's a few things around. It's funny because I'm already seeing stuff for you work-wise, but then I want to stick with your dad for a second as well. Your dad is also acknowledging, thank you. Do you have either heart tattoo, or is there a heart shape that has something to do with like family and love? But when you think about it, you also think about your dad?
I don't have a tattoo. My sister does, and she has like stones coming down that represent like each of us. But heart.
When you say stones coming down, What do you
Like
think
our
that is?
birthstones.
Oh, birthday.
Yeah.
Okay, got it, got it.
Yeah, for each of the family members. So my sister has a tattoo with each of our birthstones.
Got it. Here's what I will say. He's showing me something that reminds me of a heart, and I feel like something is inside the heart, and it feels like a decorative heart. So I would think this would be like a piece of art that is intentionally this way, or if it's actually something that is molded as a heart and it has something. No, you know what? You you like to make the stuff in the art class when you were little, right?
Yeah.
Have y'all gone through the stuff when y'all were kids? Because there's a heart there. He's talking about this heart thing. So there's a heart thing that has to do with the family. It's not just him, it's family, but he's associating
Yeah.
himself with this. So I would say you probably need to look through the stuff because he's making reference to that or acknowledging that. He has been reading your writing. So have you been writing him or journaling to him?
I've been writing like goals and like just taking notes and plans of like looking forward and I do like I say a little prayer in the car like when I'm waiting for my son. I talk a lot to my dad like just to give me positive energy like I ask him to just like help me because I've been stressed.
Yeah, yeah. No, he's specifically acknowledging you writing and it's like wishes. So he's talking about wishes and writing. So I don't know if you had something where you were writing your wishes down, or you were. It's almost like the power of it's like law of attraction. It's almost like law of attraction stuff because he's talking about a journal or something you were doing about intention work or whatever, and then writing your wishes, and then he's even associating himself with that as well. Like I wish I could have a connection with my dad. Like he's acknowledging these things, and he's saying that he knows what you've written. So there's something that he's making reference to. He also keeps thank you. Has the microwave been beeping by itself or doing this weird beep sound?
Sometimes
So
I notice the microwave a lot, like where it's like the time's off, or that's when I see 34 on the microwave.
Okay, perfect. If that's what you're seeing the number at, because he's acknowledging the microwave and affecting the microwave or causing the microwave to do whatever. So if you've been seeing that 34 number on the microwave, that's him. That's him letting you know that he's around you. So he's acknowledging that as well. He is showing me. Thank you. Have you been trying to teach your son how to plant or how to like grow things? Because I feel like I'm seeing like garden stuff.
So Donovan likes playing in the dirt. So we do outdoor time, and he's always getting in my plants. And we have a little garden. Our garden died because of the storm. Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You have to start from scratch. That's what we've been planning, that we want to get him involved in helping with the planting, and because he likes to play with the dirt and everything.
Your dad is really pushing that because I think he wants. You got a little genius right there with things that have to do with like planting, soil, dirt, etc. So he may actually have something there that he could use to help himself as well, because he's acknowledging that this is something more important than just playing in the dirt. But he's acknowledging him and the time in the dirt and to replant and to start doing those things again because it'll help him, because he's making reference to that as well. He blames himself for his own passing. That doesn't mean that he caused his own, that he took his own life. It's just that he's the way he's making me feel is that he didn't act in time, or he didn't do what he was supposed to do. So do you know if your dad just kind of didn't follow through with everything he was supposed to do, or didn't go to the doctor?
Yeah, my dad had diabetes. Like he had a lot of scares a few times, and I was always the big advocate of diet and journals and different things that I would send him to help. And we butted heads a lot, me being the eldest. I wasn't there when he passed. Everybody else was.
Yeah.
So what was nice though is before he passed, he got to visit me, and I felt like we finally had closure. And it just something in my gut told me that was the last time I was going to see him.
Yeah. I don't think he wanted you to see him in his final state, because you're a bit of a control freak sometimes, and seeing him like that would have made you feel worse about yourself because you couldn't prevent that or you couldn't control that. So I don't think that he wanted you to experience that. So he doesn't want you to worry about that or be concerned about that. He also, thank you. You showed me the number 7 also. Is July or the 7th of a month connected?
My youngest son, Daniel, was born in July.
Perfect. He's just acknowledging the birthday or referencing the birthday as well of the son. He also, he is making a symbol for baby. So he is letting me know there's a baby for you. So there again, he's already telling me what I already told you psychically. So he's just letting me know that there's a baby there for you. So
Yeah. And
FYI.
our son Daniel, we actually named after him in honor of him because my dad is Joe Daniel. So we named him Daniel Adan de Luna. So it's DAD. So it's like dad love, like a hidden thing for us.
Yeah, no, he's just letting you know that he's acknowledging the child's birthday or the date of birth. He also, there's something else he was trying to. Are yellow flowers or sunflowers also connected?
Um, I want to say we left sunflowers at his grave.
Okay, because he showed me yellow flowers or sunflowers. So if you ask whoever was with you, they may be able to validate that because he's showing me yellow flowers or sunflowers. So there's a reference there. So I also feel like I want to spit out sunflower seeds. Did your dad like sunflower seeds or chewing on sunflower seeds?
Yes, that was
because
football.
He's
like football, always had the sunflower seeds,
yeah.
spitting them out. Yeah.
So he's just he's fine. He is fine, sweetheart, and he's with you. Thank you. He just says he loves you. He just wants you to know he loves you. You know you're my favorite, right? So it's almost like she don't want anybody to hear it. So he's just saying it that way. Okay. Let me push him for a second because I want to tell you about your job. You really need to look into work that has to do with either child protective services or social services with younger individuals, because I feel like you actually have a really good ability to connect with, it's almost like acting as a protector. So I feel like you protecting younger people, keeping them safe, or protecting them from the dangers of the outside world, etc. That's actually something that I think you're going to be led into. You're going to get pulled into. Doesn't matter what you're doing right now work-wise. I feel like something's going to happen and you're going to kind of get guided in that direction. So I wouldn't be surprised if you actually also end up deciding to go back to school to get a credential to help you go in that direction as well, because I keep seeing that also.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, especially financially. I know that that's a big thing for my husband right now with all of my son's therapies. It's financially, that's why I took on the second job, and it's slowly building, but I know that's my husband's number one. Like his spirit guides, I've been trying to get him to open up because they're reaching out to him.
Yeah.
And he's like not the type to cry. Like he was strict households. Like his big thing is I want to provide for my family, and that's his bubble. Like I tell him all the time, like, you need to live in the present, listen to your spirit guides, and go with the flow.
Yeah. Well, like, he'll get a chance. He'll see there's a raise for him, or there's an increase in revenue for him in September. So he will see more money this year. But he's going to have to be a little more patient. But that's going to help you out because I see you starting to go back to school or going and getting that credential either at the end of next year or starting in 2023. So that's when you start moving in that direction.
Awesome. Yes.
All right, Mama. Well, you take care of yourself. Don't go crazy. And and keep journaling, because I'm telling you, that's a really good way to connect with them.
Yes, awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate it so much.
Okay.
Like you're awesome. I'm always telling everybody, like, you healed me and my family. Having closure for my dad, especially for my mom. I just want you to know that you have really helped my family have closure, because she lost her other half. And you helped bring closure, and I just want you to know that we appreciate that so much.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that, and I mean, that's why I do this. This is the only reason why I do this, because I know how much people need it. So, all right.
Yeah, and people need to know that you have something special. I just want you to let you know we appreciate that.
Well, now you're just like, loving on me. So, all right, Mama, take it on, because these people are gonna kill us.
Okay, I'm so sorry. I love you. Thank you.
You're welcome, sweetheart. You take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I'm trying to...
Go Yellers.
You'll have to hang up on me because I can't hang up. There you go. Thank you. Yeah, I was like, it won't let me hang up on people. I don't know what that's about. So, all right. So let me jump over to somebody else. Let's see. I'm going to bring a few people on. I'll come back to text y'all. I'll come back and check on some text ones. But I feel like talking to people, so I'm going to bring some people on, okay? Let's see. Hello. Hello, Mama. Hi. Hello. Elusive. Elusive to you. Oh my gosh. All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Well, I don't even know how to even get off of here without you're gonna have to hang up on me. Let's see. Let's see. Nothing comes up. It's so odd. It's so okay. I don't even know how to hang up. Oh gosh. Let's see. Let's try something else here. Let's try this. No. All right. I don't even know how to hang up. Oh, you know what? Let's do this. Okay, there it goes. I had to do it from the top, which is weird because normally I just go to the bottom or there's a little X and then I can disconnect there. But I go to the top and there's like a remove button. So that's how I did it. All right, let's try somebody else. All right, let's do Erica. Let's do Erica here. Hello, Erica.
Oh my
Hi.
God!
You're like, hey.
I'm like, hold on, what's going on?
How you
Hi.
doing, Mama?
Good. How are you? Oh my goodness.
I'm good. I'm good. What did you want to ask me about?
So I have two questions.
Mm-hmm.
Um, One being, any spirits from my spirit guide. I know his name's Michael.
Mm-hmm.
Regarding my spiritual journey.
Yeah, so a couple of things. One is you kind of need to be a little more protective of yourself, especially when you're dealing with people that are like friends or people that you have kind of established or kept relationships with for a while, because you may be changing as a person, and sometimes people and their friendships don't stick because life takes people in one way, changes take people in one way, and then, these other people operate very differently. So it's not, I wouldn't say that you need to be judgmental or picky and say, well, you know what, I'm just going to cut y'all out. It's just that you need to re-examine some of your friendships because they
Yeah.
may not be the most supportive or health or nurturing connections for you. Okay.
Right.
That's one thing. Secondly, don't expect people to know what you need. You're going to need to make that known to people. So if you need help or support, or if you need someone to assist you with something, make that clear to them. Don't expect them to know, because and sometimes people just don't do it because they don't want to. So you're going to also need to be a little more communicative with that as well. Also, you might be sensitive to certain types of crystals, just because of the way that you connect with them. So if you start buying into crystals or going into crystals, just know that you might have a sensitivity to some of them, and you need to just kind of document and write down what you're sensitive to and how you're sensitive to it.
Okay. Yeah, the whole connecting with friends has been a weird journey for years. Like I've lost a
Mm,
lot of friends in the
mm,
past 4 years. And I didn't know why. I thought it
mm,
had to do with like my divorce or whatever.
mm,
But yeah, my eyes have opened like crazy,
mhm.
seeing like the true colors of real people of the people I've known for my whole life.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm ascending to something different. I feel like there's a change coming, and I'm just really looking for guidance on it.
Yeah, yeah. Here's the thing. Sometimes it's easier for when we build our life around having a bunch of people like that in our lives, we become basically we condition ourselves to only focus on what they need or only focus on them, and then we kind of get away from ourselves. And then we don't
Yeah.
really get what we want out of it. And we maintain friendships that don't actually have anything to offer in return. They just kind of pull from us. And so right now is more of you, it's basically a sign from the universe. Focus on yourself, focus on what you need to give to yourself, nurture yourself, and hold other people to the same standard. That doesn't mean that you should like go and say, hey, if you're my friend, this is what you need to do for me. No, 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 no. Like, honestly, like, I don't need anything from my friends. I appreciate just the friendship itself. But if I do need something, I will ask them, hey, can you give me a hand with this? Or hey, I could use some help with this. It's okay to ask for help if you need it. But don't go in with all this expectation that they're supposed to be a certain way, and then they don't offer it, but you still try and make it work just because you're friends or just because of the expectation of friendship.
Right. Okay. And my second question is,
Mm-hmm.
uh, I've been separated for 4 years and
Mm-hmm.
getting divorced really soon, hopefully. I just want to know if I'm going to end up remarrying. And if
Yeah.
you see that,
Divorce should be finalized by May, so I'm thinking this should be done by May. So
okay.
I don't think it's going to take that much longer. As far as you getting married again, in your lifetime, I feel like you're going to have almost 3 separate opportunities to settle down and get married. That doesn't mean you're going to get married 3 times. It just means there's some 3 opportunities that you'll have in your lifetime. Before the current relationship ended, was there another long-term or another serious relationship before that?
No, unfortunately, no. He was
Okay.
like my serious relationship,
Mm-hmm.
13 years of marriage at
Okay.
a time.
So here's what I would say. Then he might be the first. I feel like there's another one over there, but that's okay. He might be the first, but there's 3 opportunities that will come up in your lifetime. The next opportunity, interestingly enough, I feel like the next person that you end up getting involved with may or either already be in your life or you have already had a connection to them in some way.
I do have a connection with someone
Yeah.
that I feel strong to. We haven't met yet, but
Yeah.
we're talking.
Yeah. So it could be an opportunity. And that one would the opportunity, like an actual, like, okay, let's make this serious or official, or let's do something to the next level, wouldn't be until like early next year. So that would be that. The opportunity for, again, the third opportunity or the next one after that, I would say probably, how old are you right now, Mama?
I'm 35.
Okay. The next one wouldn't be until you were 38.
Okay.
So they're all actually pretty close by. You don't have to wait too long.
Okay. Okay. And one more question.
Mm-hmm.
Because you spoke to my Aunt Rosie, you just answered one of her questions about her husband and her cancer.
Mm-hmm.
And you had said a J name, and you under your breath you said June and Jude, and those are my kids' names. So I'm thinking my grandma might want to have something to say because she's with them. I know my grandma Dora.
No, I don't think that's what it was. I think that who is the is there a I was thinking it was, I kept thinking it was, I was seeing like Julian or Jules or Julie. So I kept seeing a name like that. And I was trying to figure out where that fit with her.
We have a cousin, but he has a granddaughter named Jade.
Okay. Who?
So maybe it was Jade. I heard you say Jude under your breath, and I'm like, oh my God, my grandma's tapping him on the shoulder, like saying, talk about
I mean,
Jude.
it's possible. Well, and you grab, who's the Sylvia?
Sylvia, that's my grandmother on my dad's side, and she's alive, but she has dementia.
Okay, got it. Okay, so here's the thing. So people may not understand this, but when it comes to people who have dementia, they're half in, half out, meaning that they're halfway still here, but they're also halfway out the door as well. Okay. And so I actually can connect with people who have dementia like as if they're spirits, just because they're half there. So there might be some changes coming up with her soon. I almost feel like your other grandmother is telling me about Sylvia and how y'all need to be prepared because there may be some things that need to happen over the next 4 or 5 months with her care or changes to her care. So y'all may need to be prepared for that. She also keeps thank you. Did you also lose a child because there's a baby in spirit with her?
I did, a son.
Perfect. She's letting me know that the baby's with her as well. So your grandmother's she's got your baby. I'm asking her about your kids. She's saying thumbs up. So she's acknowledging that as well. Did she not get to meet the kids or one of them?
She didn't get to meet my brother's youngest daughter, Emma. Okay.
She's just letting whoever she didn't get to meet, she's just acknowledging she knows the child or is aware of the child. So she's just acknowledging that.
Okay.
Okay. All right, sweetheart. You
Thank you. I love you.
Oh, I love you too. I love you too. All right, Mama. You take care of yourself.
You too.
Bye, sweetheart. Did it go? Oh, cool. See, whenever they disconnect with me, it makes it easier, and then me having to go up there and like look for the disconnect button. Let's see. I'm getting warm. Whenever I always like start off cold, like I'm always cold, and then as soon as I start to work, like my body heats up and I start to get hot because it's like too many things going on in my brain. So, okay, so let me go. Plus, I got the heater on, so that's probably why. Let's go here. Let's see. All right. Oh, there we go. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, sweetheart. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. What do you want to ask me about?
Oh, sorry. Can you see me?
Oh, yeah, I can see you just fine.
Okay. So I had 2 questions. Sorry. I'm just waiting for you to load. I can't see anything.
Oh, that's okay. I can see you just fine. Oh, there we go. Let's see.
Oh, okay.
I'm still here. I'm still here. I'm still here.
Sorry. I had 2 questions. So, back in So this started in, I believe, the beginning of December. I became really sick and I was throwing up, unable to eat. And so fast forward to now, the doctors still haven't figured out what's wrong. They're assuming anxiety, and I've been placed on a lot of different medications. But
Have you been tested for fibromyalgia?
no.
Okay. I don't know what that is because I'm not an expert in fibromyalgia, but what I would say is I feel like whatever you're going through or whatever's happening, I feel like it is connected to a condition, to an actual condition that can be tested for. So what I would say is even though they've already got you on medications and so forth, and they're trying to approach this from a particular route, I would look into something like fibromyalgia because there might be something that is actually kind of piggybacking on what you're going through that may actually be adding on to onto your situation as well. I also feel, hold on a second, let me see this because I need to find out what this is. Because in my mind I'm seeing one thing, but I don't know what fibromyalgia is. So
I should know this. I'm a medical student, but like.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. It's a disorder characterized by widespread musculoskeletal pain accompanied by fatigue, sleep, memory, and mood issues. And so I feel, yeah, okay. I kind of want you to I kind of want you to look into fibromyalgia and even talk to the doctors about bowel irritability. Yeah, I want you to kind of look into that to see if there's something going on there, because I wouldn't be surprised if this is actually like a physiological condition, not just like what they think is going on there. So you might actually have to go to a specialist. Have they done any kind of check with your gastrointestinal, or have you gone to a gastrointestinal expert?
So not yet, but that is the next step. So I start a new anxiety medication next week, and then the next step is to go and see a specialist, which I was pushing for the last time because I had feeling myself that something's not right.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I've lost a lot of weight, like a drastic amount of weight. Like I dropped probably a good 30 to 45 pounds within the last 3 months.
Yeah, I feel that this is a condition. I also think your hormones have completely lost stability as well, and that's part of the issue as well. I don't think this is anxiety. I don't feel like this is anxiety. You're pretty in control personality. So for you to go through these periods of anxiety, I mean, it's one thing to have anxiety just because of stress, but it's another thing to have anxiety just out of nowhere. And I feel like this is not normal. So I think that going to a specialist and checking your gastrointestinal and asking them about fibromyalgia, because that may be something they can test for. And if hopefully they can test for it, it can show them what's going on there.
Okay.
I do think, and by the way, I'm asking if you'll feel better soon. I do think you will feel better, but it's going to feel like a bit of it's going to feel like a little bit of a game, because I think that in April or May, you might start to feel better. And then towards the end of summer, there's kind of a relapse, and then you feel better again in September. So you might have 2 periods where you kind of like get balance and stability, and then you like, feel worse again, and then you go back to stability again.
Okay. Okay, thank you. For my second question, I was also wondering, for my relationship with B, do you see this being something serious and carrying on as we've already been going on for so long?
So the thing with y'all's relationship is if in a relationship you're working towards an ideal, I can't see an ideal showing up in this relationship. I feel like what's there now is pretty much what it's going to be. So taking it to another level or to a next step either might be something that you really have to push for, or you just may have to let it sit the way it's going to sit. But what's there now is pretty much what I think is the potential of the relationship. Now, that doesn't mean that it can't go on for a long period of time. If anything, it actually could go on for a long period of time, and you could turn into a couple that are like, hey, how did y'all maintain your relationship for so long? Or why have y'all been together for so long? We just didn't really feel like trying it with anybody new. It's almost like there's really no trick other than just we didn't want to change anything up. That would be the answer. It wouldn't be, oh, well, we made each other laugh or we had good communication. No, it would be none of that stuff. This would just be like, oh, we just didn't want to try with anyone new, and we just got stuck with each other. That's how it would be.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's not bad. It's just
I'm not mad about it. I mean, I love him and I love his son, so I mean, it's a win-win for me.
Yeah, I feel like if you're okay with the way it is, then you're good. I think you're good for it.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, sweetheart. Will you take care of yourself? I hope you feel better soon. And absolutely. Bye, Mama.
Have a great night.
All right, let's see. Let's see. Go back here. Let's see. Okay, I'm trying elusive again. I'm gonna try you again, Mama. Let's see.
Hey,
Hello.
how are you?
I'm good, sweetheart. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you so much for accepting me.
Of course, of
Um,
course. What do you
so
want to
it's
ask me
almost
about? Oh, go ahead.
my husband almost died 1 year ago. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
5 more days until his 1 year anniversary, and I just
Mm-hmm.
wanted to know if there were any messages for me or his kids.
Mm-hmm. First of all, he's making a symbol for a baby. Is someone pregnant in the family?
Not that I know of.
Okay. FYI, the way he's making that gesture of the symbol makes me think that there's either going to be a new member coming into the family or someone maybe getting pregnant soon. So just FYI, because that's the way I'm kind of getting the vibe there. He also
Okay.
keeps acknowledging, thank you. Did y'all honor him or do something with fireworks?
No.
Okay, I'm seeing the 4th of July and fireworks when I was a kid. So either there's something that someone wants to do that has to do with putting up fireworks or setting off fireworks with him, or he's acknowledging a special thing with him and fireworks. But there's a reference there because I'm seeing that, or I'm getting that vibe. I'm seeing fireworks. He show. I feel like I am looking at a field and I'm hearing like a band or like music, and I'm also hearing pops going off, and I'm almost seeing fireworks. So there's something here that he's trying to make reference to, or that he's trying to acknowledge.
Okay.
The only thing that I can think of again is when I was a kid, we used to do fireworks in the street, but that's not what I'm thinking he's talking about. I almost feel like there's this feeling of like being honored or
Well,
honoring someone in this way.
I mean, he did get a proclamation from the mayor for like he has his own day now on his death date for the
Oh,
city.
interesting.
So
Okay.
that's I don't
Okay.
know
Well,
when
that's
that.
a big thing. Okay. Yeah, that's a big thing. No, I think that's probably it. I just maybe might be misinterpreting it because when I think of the 4th of July, it is a dedicated day for something. So he might be trying to tell me that, and I'm totally misinterpreting it. That's okay. I'll leave it at that. There's a white dog he's acknowledging as well. Do y'all have a white dog?
Yes.
Okay, so he's acknowledging that. Do you know if the dog's been like doing something funny where it flips over on its stomach or it does something weird, like as if someone's trying to like scratch the dog's stomach? Or so you know how dogs normally respond, and okay,
Hmm.
I feel like the dog is responding in ways where someone's there doing it, even though none of y'all are actually doing it with the dog. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Got it. He's acknowledging that he does that, so there's a reference there. He
Thank you.
also, thank you. He's also showing me Tulu or Tuli or Tula. Is there a Tulu, Tuli, Tula nickname or reference?
Um, can you think of anything? No, I don't know.
Okay. He's showing me. So I saw a tulip, which is my first thing. So I saw a tulip flower, but then I was trying to pick out the TUL or the TULI sounding name. So there's something there. There's a reference to that because he's acknowledging these two. This is someone who's passed with him. Talula. There's like a name there of someone that's passed with him because he's acknowledging this person. So there's a female in spirit who's got like a
Okay.
Talula or Talala. There's like a Tula sounding name. So I'll leave that with you, and y'all might have to think about it. He also
Okay.
keeps thank you. He also keeps acknowledging. Did y'all ever have a red vehicle or a red car?
Yes, a long time ago.
Okay. Do you have a picture of him with the red vehicle or the red car?
I don't think so, no. It
Okay.
was really,
That's okay. He's showing me a red vehicle, and then I almost feel like I've got a picture of this, or he's showing me a picture with him connected to this red vehicle. So there's a reference there. If it's
oh, you know what? I'm lying. He has a red Chevelle. I'm so sorry.
okay, just letting you
Yes.
know that. Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
He's just acknowledging that. He also, thank you. Did he ever want to have like a garage dedicated to have? Oh, you're frozen. Let me give me a second. There you are. Okay, you froze for a second. I was like, oh no. Do you know if he wanted to have a garage that had like vehicles in it, or like wanted to like start to have like different collections?
He had a collection of cars,
Oh,
yes.
perfect. He's just
Yes.
acknowledging his collection of vehicles or collection of cars. So he's making reference to there. Do you know if people here, do you also have the garage?
I'm sorry?
Do you also have the garage or the vehicles?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know if someone said that they heard some stuff in there, or they heard like someone in that space?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
No.
If y'all hear sounds from the garage or if the alarm starts going off in one of the vehicles, he says that is going to be him trying to like let y'all know he's around. So he's just
Okay.
acknowledging that. He also, do you know if someone wanted to honor him also with a mass or do a dedicated mass to him?
A mask?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a mass, like a church mass.
Oh, a mask.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay,
No.
because what he's showing me, so sometimes in my family, like whenever someone's passed, like a year later or whatever, they do a mass for that person or they'll hold another memorial for them. Almost like, it's not like a traditional memorial, but it's like a dedication service, in other words. So he's acknowledging something like that as well.
It's possible on his grandparents' church that they might be doing something.
Got it. Okay, so he's just acknowledging that. He loves you. So he wants you to know that. He says he loves you. He's drawing on my back. Did he have a tattoo for you on his back?
For my daughter.
Got it. He's acknowledging the tattoo on his back. Is your daughter with you? Is she there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
He wants to acknowledge his daughter. That's what he's trying to say. So he wants to acknowledge her. So he's just saying hello to her. He also keeps thank you. He also keeps acknowledging. Do you know there's a bracelet or something that goes around the wrist that is connected to him?
That she has?
Mhm.
Or do you have a bracelet from
Something
Dad?
that's like made or something that's designed?
Yes.
Okay. So he's acknowledging that. Do you also have 2 rings that are connected to him?
Yes.
Got it. He also keeps acknowledging that he likes to blow across your ear or mess with your hair. So you might feel that. And when you smell his cologne, because he likes to smell good, when you smell his cologne, that is him.
Okay.
Okay. He also, he's talking about Washington. Are y'all going on a trip to Washington? Are y'all wanting to go to Washington?
No.
Okay, I'm seeing Washington because I'm seeing George Washington in my mind. So either the name George or Washington is connected, or the state Washington is connected. But there's a
Okay.
reference to that. So there's either a connection to one or the other. But he's showing me that. I was thinking he was talking about actually going to Washington or a Washington trip. But there's a reference. Yeah, he's sticking with it. Was someone supposed to go to Washington on like a school trip or like some sort of project trip or something like this? Because that's the way he's describing it. He's sticking with it. Do you know if he has a friend who died in the military?
I don't know.
Okay. When I'm thinking of Washington, because he brought it up, and I was like, okay, where are you going with this? And then I started seeing like the memorials, and then I started seeing like when people's names are on like the official military memorials, and that they have like the names posted. He's showing me that. Now I don't think that has to do with him. He wasn't in the military, right?
No, his uncle that passed was in the military.
Okay. Do you know if he's honored at one of these memorial sites?
He is.
Okay, perfect. He might just be acknowledging the person that's with him or the person that he's got with him in spirit as well.
Okay.
He's fine. He's okay, Mama.
Can I ask you one more thing? So my daughter Mia is like having a really hard time with it. Does he have any messages directly for my other daughter?
Mm-hmm. So, first of all, do you know if Mia suffers from depression, like clinical depression?
Not. She hasn't been diagnosed or anything. She's just been.
You might need to get her diagnosed or get her checked because this might not just be her having a hard time. She may actually be suffering from a physiological condition. And I also think that part of it is because one of her ovaries is either obstructed or something's affecting one of her ovaries, and that may be triggering some issues with her hormones as well. So there may be some things going on there. Another thing with this, thank you. Has she been a little more like reactive to you or just reactive to people where she can kind of lash out? Okay. She's angry and she has not healed the anger,
Right.
and she's still like, she hasn't even done a full grief. Like she hasn't grieved properly. So he's acknowledging that she's still angry. He says, pumpkin. This is not weird. Did your husband used to say pumpkin?
No.
Okay. He's showing me a pumpkin with her. Do you know if there's something about a picture with a pumpkin with them, or they used to do a pumpkin carving, or there was something about a pumpkin with them too?
They probably, yeah, they did pumpkin carving and stuff.
Okay. There's something about that. He may have also said, thank you. He says he's proud of her. So he's wanting her to know he's proud of her, but he's also telling her that she can't be angry forever because she's going to waste the amount of time that she has here and that she needs to focus on the things that she wants to do in her life. He's saying to let her know that he's proud of her, but he wants her to be proud of herself. And if she keeps holding on to this anger, it's not going to get her anywhere. He also says that instead of being angry, why don't you help people? Why don't you like dedicate time to volunteer and help people? He says you can't get out of your own you can't get out of your own head unless you get into the head of others. And if you start helping other people, you will start to disconnect from that anger in yourself, and you'll start to feel a connection with other people, and you won't be so angry. He's almost pushing her to go in that direction. So he's almost acknowledging that she needs to kind of like act instead of sit there and fester and fester and fester, because he says that nothing's going to change the fact that he's there and she's here for a little while. And that's how he calls it, a little while. So she still needs to work on her grief, and because at the end of the day, she still has a life to live, and she has things that she needs to do in this world that only she can do.
Right.
Okay. He also says that birds and feathers are going to be a connection to him, and that he'll find a way to drop one for her.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome, sweetheart. All right, my dear. You take care of yourself.
Too. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, let's go to the next one. Let's see if I can. Let's see. All right. Hey, 3XZ. I'm trying to connect with you, but it's saying it's waiting on you. So I'm going to count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So I'm going to cancel that. Let's try someone else. Let's see. And hey guys, if you want to be picked for a video, just request it at the bottom of the screen. So, hi, Mama. Hi, how you doing?
Hi.
Hi. Hi guys, how you doing today?
Doing all
Good,
right?
and you?
I'm good. I'm good. What did y'all want to ask me about?
My husband wants to ask you.
I lost a really good friend of mine, and I just want to know if you have any messages about him, his life.
First of all, he keeps acknowledging the number 2. Do you know if February or the 2nd of a month is connected?
He just passed away February 5th.
Got it. He's acknowledging that. He also keeps talking about the 5th as well. Do you know if the 5th of a month or May is also connected?
His birthday's in May, and he passed away on February 5th.
Perfect. He's just acknowledging the 2 separate connections there. So he's making reference to that. He also keeps, thank you. He also keeps acknowledging, was he cremated?
No.
Okay. He's showing me something that looks like dirt. I'm not sure why he's showing me dirt. Do you know if someone collected dirt for him or did something and buried it in soil or dug something in the soil for him?
We actually just buried him on
Monday.
Okay. Do you know if someone put like a sports ball or something in the soil or in the dirt? It's gonna sound weird. I feel like I'm seeing something sports related in soil or dirt.
All the guys left a Dodger hat on top of the casket.
Perfect. He's in the dirt. That's what's buried with him. Okay, got it. He's just acknowledging that. So he's making reference to that. He also keeps acknowledging, thank you. Do you know if everybody wants to get together or is planning on getting together for like a trip or an additional memorial, but they would be going to a place that people would have played sports at or played on, like a field?
No. His son plays baseball.
Okay, because I'm seeing a coach and I'm seeing like a little league. So do you know if if someone's planning on honoring him or doing something on a field or like with a sports team?
Maybe his son's little league team.
Okay, so I'll leave that with you because he's acknowledging something like that. He also keeps thank you. The way he makes me feel is that he did not expect this to happen and he actually didn't see it coming, that he wasn't prepared for this to happen. So he's making reference to that. He also makes me, Was there an actual physical effect on his body from the outside?
No.
Okay. He's doing something. He's like pressing my body up. I almost feel like I'm getting squeezed, or like I feel like I'm being squeezed up. And that's the way he's making me feel, like I'm being squeezed. And like I almost feel like I'm kind of squishing in. Do you know if there was something affecting him where there was kind of like a squeezing happening or some sort of pressure in his body?
It was his heart, but it was sudden. It was like he went in Monday and passed Friday.
No, this is something different. The way it's almost like he did something to trigger this. Is I don't feel like this was just random. The way he makes me feel is that he did something that may have actually triggered this. He wasn't trying to hurt himself, but it's like he may have been doing something or pushing himself, and it like created. No, there's something. There's more to this. Was he working on like the yard or doing something outside the day before or the day that this happened?
No. Not that I know of.
I feel like I'm moving something, or trying to like move crates or move containers or move something. So he's showing me something like this. And it's almost as if
job, man.
It's almost like I'm moving something or I'm pushing something, and then I feel like there's a pressure against my body, or there's pressure. And when the pressure releases, this creates this like chain reaction inside of his body. Even though y'all said he had heart condition or heart issues and he went in randomly, I feel like he did something that actually may have brought this about or brought it on without him even realizing it was a thing. The reason why I'm asking about that is I'm remembering something else that I saw once where this man, he collapsed. People didn't understand what happened. He had heart failure. His heart just kind of gave out, and they didn't understand what triggered it. But earlier that day, he had been working on like a fence, and he was actually electrocuted because the power struck the fence, and he got a shock. So there's something that he did the day of or the day prior where he put put too much pressure on his body or his system, and his system could not keep up. So when he went to the hospital, this had already started to chain react. So that's how I'll describe it. So y'all may have to look into that, or that may still be something that y'all need to be aware of. But that's the way he's describing it. But he does not make me feel like he expected to die that day. And he actually was not ready and prepared. And he's still struggling with that a bit. So he wants y'all to know that this is something he's still dealing with, because he still feels like he can do more. There's more to give. There's more to give. And that's the way he's coming across. So it's going to take him some time to kind of acclimate and get used to the fact that he's not here anymore. So he's wanting to let y'all know this. He also, thank you, Sancho. Is there a Sancho or Sanchez name connection?
Yeah, there's Joanna Sanchez, his sister.
Okay, so he's acknowledging the Sancho or Sanchez connection. So if his sister is Sanchez, then he's probably acknowledging his sister. He also keeps it, thank you. Do you know if there's 2 babies that were miscarried, lost, or terminated as well?
No.
Okay, this might be for his sister, but y'all may need to ask, because he's acknowledging that there's 2 babies in spirit with him as well. So he ran into 2 spirits there. He also keeps, thank you. Is there also Dolores or Dora or Dolores name connection?
His wife, Andrea, and his daughter, Danielle.
This is somebody else. There's a Dialora or Dialori, a Dolores. There's a name like that that's connected to someone also in spirit with him. So there's another.
His grandma passed away 3 months ago, but I don't know her name.
Okay, if y'all find out what her name was and that's her name, he probably is acknowledging her being in spirit. If not, there is a Dolores sounding name that's in spirit with them, because there's a D name, because he's referencing that as well. He also, thank you. He's okay. He's not in any pain. He's not suffering. He's still acclimated to being there. It's taking him a bit to get used to it. He appreciates the words. I just know you're bullshitting. I know you were bullshitting. So he's almost like coming across that way, like he's like messing with. Did you say something for him?
My husband did.
Yeah.
Okay. He's messing with you, because he's almost like, yeah, I know you're bullshitting, man. I know you're bullshitting. So he's almost like being with you that way. He also keeps acknowledging the 3 amigos. Do you know if there's 3 other friends or 3 amigos that he's also trying to acknowledge?
Well, my husband met him through his brother, and then my compadre Caesar and him got really close. They got closer than his, they became like BFFs.
Right. Were they three of them? They were kind of like the three amigos, or like the three, because he's
Yeah.
talking, because that's what he's showing me is the three amigos, which is for me is like the three friends or the three close ones. So he's acknowledging that as well. He did come in a dream, but you might not have understood what he was saying, and you may have only seen him as if like a memory, like if it was a memory playing out. But he says that he was trying to connect and he was trying to let you know he was with you. But he's okay. He's okay. Do you know if people are trying to help the family or donate money to the family? Because he's talking about the donations.
Yes.
Okay, he knows about the donations. So he's saying thank you to everyone who is helping. He feels a little guilty and a little bad because he says, I wish y'all didn't have to do that for me like that. But he's like, I appreciate what y'all are doing and I appreciate what y'all did. So he's making reference to that as well. He's okay. He's okay. He showed me a bottle of Jack Daniels. Do you know if he liked Jack Daniels?
He liked the tequila.
Yeah. Or is Jack Daniels tequila or what? What is Jack Daniels? Jack Daniels is what?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear. We didn't hear.
No, yeah, is Jack Daniels tequila? I don't know my alcohols.
No.
What is Jack Daniels?
Whiskey.
Okay, he showed me a bottle. No, he showed me a bottle of Jack Daniels. So either the name Daniels or Daniel or Jack is connected, or there's something about someone putting a bottle of bottle of alcohol with him because he's acknowledging this bottle as well, or something like
All
that.
the guys poured beer on.
Okay. So he's just acknowledging that. So there's a reference there. So he's just making me aware of that as well. He's fine.
Is there
It's
any
fine.
messages for his wife, maybe?
Yeah.
Or his two kids?
I don't think he's ready yet. Because the minute that I ask him about them, he just gets a little bit shaky with the way he wants to speak. He's asking me for a favor. All right, so let's do this. Do you think y'all could get them onto one of these lives?
Yes.
When you can get them on the live, can you message that on the Instagram and let me know what day that's going to happen and the person and her name?
She doesn't have Instagram.
Okay. Set it up for her. Free. Just set it up. Make something up, but set it up for her to get her, because he's asking me to talk to her directly, and I kind of feel bad. I don't want to tell him no. So he wants me to talk to her directly. So because I'm asking him to give her a message and he's not ready yet. He wants to talk to her directly. Okay. So if you can get her on the live and message us and let us know, then I will look for her on that live and then I will connect with her.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Y'all take care of yourselves.
Thank you, Ferny. You're the best.
Oh, you're welcome. Absolutely.
Thank you, brother.
Absolutely. You take care of yourself.
Thank you.
Okay.
Damn, you got a lot of things to say.
Shit, man.
All right. Let's see. All right, Maisie. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, I'm gonna hang up there. I'm gonna try. Let's see. See if I can try again. I'm trying you again. Hey, 3XZ. I'm trying you again because the last time nothing happened. Oh, there it goes. It's connecting. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. How are you doing?
Pretty good. I'm so happy
Great,
you picked me.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. What did you want to ask me about?
Well, I wanted to know what is going on with the person that's in my heart. She's kind of distant.
She's kind of distant?
She is distant, yep.
Yeah. A couple of things. One is I feel like she's overly You know, whenever you like say one thing, but then you don't really want to go through, you don't really want to do all that. It's almost like overly committing or overly, it's like putting your foot in your mouth is what it reminds me of. So I feel like this individual has kind of overly expressed, but they're not willing to actually like follow through, or they're kind of holding back. So it's not just distance because they don't feel a connection. I think it's distance because they're kind of trying to pull back and they feel like they've lost control, or their things are moving too quickly. So there's a feeling of that with them as well. Are they, do you know if they were still involved in another relationship, or they were still dealing with the ending of another relationship when y'all got together?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not over it. They're not over it. And that happens sometimes when people want to get together, or they, you know, something seems like it's a good connection, and it could be, which I don't feel it's a bad connection between you two, but I feel like she's still not over the ex and it's still affecting her. And so she's going to kind of wobble back and forth between the two until she figures out what she wants. And personally, I don't think that relationship's going to work either. You might just need to be patient because it might take 2 months before she's more receptive.
Oh, is that so? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Can I ask another one?
Mm-hmm.
So this person, like, she got injured when we were skateboarding, and I became her like primary caregiver for about a month, and until that thing that you mentioned with the ex, like, oh, with that other relationship is going on happened, and it blew up. So, can you tell me more about the situation? Because I think nothing was like pretty clear. It hasn't.
Been
Yeah.
resolved.
Yeah,
Yeah,
what
I
was
feel.
the injury about? Yeah, I think she has some psychic ability to like understand that too. She actually predicted that injury when we were like hanging out. So yeah.
Yeah, and what was the question? I didn't catch the question.
So,
So what was the question?
oh yeah, I'm so sorry. The question is what was that injury about? Why did we become like really close during that time, only to like not have the primary caregiving, like all that thing like happen and stuff. Yeah.
So I think that was actually symbolic in a lot of different ways. One is she kind of needs to learn to depend on others when she needs them, which is part of the issue in the other relationship that's not working. So I think that's one thing. Secondly, it was an opportunity for her to know to have the experience of someone being there without wanting something in return, which even though you may have had feelings, I think that you were doing it out of the kindness of your heart. So I think that it was an opportunity for both of you to have a unique experience in that, for her to learn to depend on others and to understand that kindness, and have that to compare to the other relationship. Because going back, we're trying to deal with the other connection, she's going to start to do the comparison game. But for you, it was about just like offering yourself up and showing yourself up without having all of the pressure. And so she could see, because under normal circumstances, had y'all just like dated or gotten to know each other that way, I feel like she wouldn't have had the chance to know you much, as deeply as she was able to, because you did those things for her. So I think it set you both up to kind of get to know each other a little more closely. But I would say give it a couple of months, because I think in a couple of months she'll be more receptive, and y'all could potentially work on things and possibly come to an understanding with each other.
Oh, should I wait for her?
That's up to you. I mean,
Okay.
what I would say is just be open and receptive. And if you, honestly, I would say go ahead and just date and do whatever, just because you're not tied at the hip. So do whatever you want to do and get to know new people. And if she loops back around and y'all have that connection, y'all have that reconnect in 2 months, make your intentions known, or let her know what you're desiring or what you're wanting from it, and then give her a choice. But force her into a decision, because she has to make a decision at that point. If she doesn't want to make a decision, or she starts stringing you along again, drop her, because at that point, that's on her.
Okay.
Okay. All right, sweetheart. You take care of yourself.
Thank you.
You're
You
welcome.
too. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Let's see, what time is it? 7:23. Okay, let me do a few text ones, y'all, because I haven't done enough of those, and I've been doing just videos. So let me jump around here. Let's see. Mariah Juarez. Hi, Ferny. Do you have any messages from my brother? I miss him so much. Yeah, so he keeps acknowledging the cup game. I don't know if y'all have a memory of playing the cup games or having something funny to do with drinking in cups, but there's something about that, because he's making reference to cups or cup games or playing with the cups. So there's a reference there. He also keeps acknowledging the 22nd. So the 22nd of a month might be significant, or February 2nd might be significant. He also keeps acknowledging, thank you, Janie, Janie, I almost want to say Jane or Janie. There's a Janie or Jane connection that he's making reference to as well, whether that's connection to him and he's wanting to acknowledge that person, or he's letting us know who's with him as well. He also keeps referencing the smaller dog. There might be like a longer or like a smaller, darker dog. I'm seeing I'm seeing my sister's dog, which she had a dot. She at one point she had a dot. I think it's a Dotson. Yeah, those longer, like smaller dogs. He's shown me something like that as well. So there's a reference to that. So if there's a dog in spirit that matches that, he's letting you know that the dog is with him. If you have that dog, pay attention to the dog because he might try to mess with the dog to get your attention. Okay. Let's go over here. Virginia Flores on Facebook. Hi, Ferny, do you see me moving up in my career? Not with your current location or the current area. So whatever organization you're currently attached to or tied to, I just don't feel like there's going to be enough movement there. I do think that you will make some changes probably right after summertime, which might open it up to other opportunities for growth. I also feel you're probably going to end up going back to school, getting some additional credentials that are going to help you kind of propel yourself over the next couple of years. Okay. Miss Cat 308 on Instagram. Tomorrow is my dad's 1-year death day, and the 22nd was my fiance's 3 to 4 year death day. So my B-day this weekend sucks. So a couple of things. First of all, one of them is acknowledging, I kind of feel like this is your dad. They're acknowledging a picture where I feel like I'm looking at, I don't know if it's a sunset picture or if it's a picture of the sun hitting the back of their back, but there's something like that because they're referencing that. They're also talking about candy canes, or I'm seeing like the candy cane thing. When I think of candy canes, I think of like barbers, and I also think of candy canes in Christmas. So there's either a reference to candy canes and these candies or mints with the hook thing, or there's a reference to a barber shop, but there's a reference there as well. They also keep it thinking. They're also referencing the letter. I'm seeing a double L. Actually, because I'm seeing a double L. Lana? There's like a Lonnie or Lana, but I feel like there's a double L because I feel like that's not 100%. So there's something about a double L name, and then I'm hearing like Lonnie or Lana. So there's something there that they're trying to make reference to. If someone is with them in spirit that's got that name, they're just letting us know who's with them. If someone here has that name, they're acknowledging that person and saying hello. They also, yeah, thank you. I'm seeing 3 necklaces. I don't know if you have 3 separate necklaces that are connected to them, but they're showing me 3 in the necklace. So there's a reference there as well. Also, I don't know if you recently hurt your hand or you've been having issues with your hand, but they're acknowledging you and your hand and something going on with the hand or the issues, or one of them was having the issue with the hand and they're making reference to that as well. Okay. They're with you, sweetheart. They're with you. I almost want to, I feel like I'm smelling barbecue. So it's almost like one of them wants to make you barbecue or like grill for you. Karen Keys, hi Fernie, I'm wondering about health and future of my daughter. That's like really broad, so that's not a specific question. But health-wise, what I will say is I do think that something is going on right here in this part of the mouth or the jaw because I keep feeling something going on here. So if you start to feel weird tightness or weird pain here, it might actually be a misalignment with the jaw happening where something is shifting or something is affecting it. So you might need to follow up because there might be something going on there. If you're not feeling it right now, don't worry about it. But the next time you go to the dentist, ask about whatever this is that I'm seeing. If not, you start to feel pain, that's what it is. So just FYI with that. I also think that you need to pay attention to your hormones because I do think that your hormones are a little bit erratic and they may actually be affecting your metabolism. So if you start to notice more water weight or you start to feel like you're gaining weight more easily, your metabolism may have been affected. But I also think that your hormones have a huge amount to do with that as well. So you may need to check your pancreas also because I feel like the digestive enzymes or the function of the pancreas, something feels a little bit off to me as well. You tend to be a go personality, and sometimes when you're pushing yourself too hard, you can overwork some of your glands, your hormonal glands, including your like adrenals. So you got to be careful. You need to check your hormones because something's up with that. Okay. I'm gonna answer a couple more, and then I think I'm done for the live readings. All right, let's see. I'm trying to like look at the stuff, and the stuff keeps scrolling. I'm like, why is it like I can't stop it. So it's like, what the hell? It's like, what did Instagram do? Like they did this like a while back last year because I saw that this was like the issue last year too. So it was like hard to like control like whatever the messages were, and I couldn't like control it. Oh, Jesus. Oh my gosh, I can't even like stick to. Okay, it's not like this. That's becoming ridiculous. Let me go. Let me go over here. Um, Alicia Newsome. Hey, Fernie, I'm wondering if there are any messages from my dad. He passed when I was 13, but it never gets easier. If he's still communicating with me and I'm just not catching it. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, even in time, like they still communicate with us. The problem is that the more time goes on for us, it actually is something that happens with them where they ascend into a higher plane or into a higher like frequency or vibration. So it takes a lot more effort for them to kind of come into a lower frequency to connect with us because we're very much on a lower vibration or lower frequency. So it's, in other words, it's almost like being like we here in the physical world, it's like we're at the bottom of the swimming pool, and they in heaven, when they first pass away, they're like standing at the top of right next to the edge of the swimming pool, but they're not in the water anymore. They're like outside of the water. So when we are trying to communicate with them, and this is what I have to do when I'm trying to connect with them, I have to raise my energy up to the surface of the pool so I can have a better opportunity to connect and make sense of what they want to communicate. But it isn't easy, and they also have to essentially kind of press into as well to help me kind of get a sense of that as well. The problem is that as the more time goes on, they actually get further kind of away from that surface level connection from that what happens right after they pass. So that's why most people tend to there's two reasons why most people tend to have experiences right after someone passes, because they themselves are more open and receptive because they're emotionally raw and sensitive, which makes us more open automatically. And also because they just passed, so they are still very much aware, or they're still essentially used to being physical, and it takes a little bit of time for them to kind of get used to not being physical. It's what I was talking about with those people in the last session where he wasn't ready, or he was still getting used to, or he was still learning to accept this. So it takes some time sometimes, and it's not the easiest process for us. But to answer your question, yes, your father is around you. He showed me the sign of a rainbow, so he might actually try to give you the sign of a rainbow because he's acknowledging and showing me the rainbow sign. He also keeps acknowledging, I don't know if you are going to be going to Hawaii, or if you, I've seen a coast that reminds you of like California and Hawaii, even though Hawaii doesn't look anything like California, but I'm seeing a coast that reminds me of that. So I don't know if there's a significance to Hawaii or California, but he's making reference to that. He also keeps acknowledging a diary. So you might have written to him in a journal or diary, and he's just acknowledging being aware of that or making reference to that. He also keeps talking about a picture. I don't know if in the picture you're wearing a jersey or if he's wearing a jersey, but there's a picture of you two together where one of you might be wearing some sort of like jersey of some sort. It might be you and you were in like a sports, or you were playing, and he's acknowledging this picture of you together. But he's almost acknowledging like prideship or proud, so he is proud of you, but he also is apologizing because he's almost blaming himself for his own passing. I don't know if it means he actually caused his own passing and contributed, or if he just set himself up unintentionally, but he's making reference to that as well. But he is around you, okay? All right, guys, I think that's it. So, all right, my loves, I love you all. I'm going to jump off of here, and then I'm going to jump back on because we're about to do our study group time. But I will be back on Friday, same time, same place. I'm actually gonna have my headset back on Friday because I'm gonna do some more experiments with the brainwave stuff, because I got my gel. I finally got my electrode gel, so we're gonna see how that works. So, all right, guys, I love you all, and I will see y'all Friday. Okay, take care. Bye bye.